Good evening, Bahamas. You're tuned into MB12, broadcasting from Cable 12 studios on Robinson Road. Coming up tonight in news, the health minister stands behind the decision to fire the head of PMH. The police commissioner says most serious crimes are slightly down from this time last year. Baha Mar offering voluntary separation packages to Wyndham Resort employees, plus the head of Atlantis weighs in on the gambling debate. We've got those stories and so much more coming up. I'm Paige McCartney, and MB12 starts right now. The Minister of Health is defending the Public Hospital Authority's decision to cancel the contract of Princess Margaret Hospital Administrator Coralie Adderley. The PMH chief is being fired 18 months before her contract expires. Dr. Perry Gomez pulled no punches today, saying though Adderley was qualified, he wasn't satisfied with her level of service. He also insisted that the hospital needs new leadership. Vonnie Toot reports.
Public Hospitals Authority renewed her contract. Princess Margaret Hospital Administrator Coralie Adderley learned her contract was being canceled. The Free National Movement calls it victimization. However, Minister of Health Dr. Perry Gomez insists it's nothing personal. He says, quite frankly, he was not impressed with her performance during the 10 years she held that position. F&M leader and former Minister of Health Dr. Hubert Minnis says he finds that hard to believe, noting that Adderley is the only Bahamian board-certified hospital administrator in the public healthcare system. However, Dr. Gomez argued that good qualifications don't necessarily translate into good leadership.
All he's saying is she has good credentials. That don't make you a good leader. As I told you, there are many people in various different professions who have the qualifications but who don't live up to the expectations. Whether you're a doctor, nurse, administrator, lawyer, you see it in all professions. So I don't understand, I don't pay much to what Dr. Miller says.
When asked why the PHA would cancel a contract it renewed this year, Gomez explained that Adderley has had 3 contracts, which he claims is the maximum. The health minister also told NB12 that the decision to end her contract 18 months early was made in the best interest of PMH. He feels the hospital is crying out for new leadership, not just in administration, but in physician management as well. However, he would not say whether other contracts would be terminated.
No, I'm not in a position to talk about this contract or the next contract. That's not the objective. Like I said, it needs new leadership, new inspiration. The hospital needs a lot to be done to raise the standards, to raise the morale of people, and so on. And that's what leadership is all about.
Gomez says he worked at PMH for 3 decades and spent 10 of those years as chief of medicine. He believes that makes him uniquely qualified to speak about the hospital's needs. However, Dr. Minnis is not buying it. He insists that Adderley is being let go because her new boss has something personal against her. Gomez denied those claims, but admitted that he and Adderley were never close.
Well, I don't have much of a relationship at this point. I hardly see her. But when I was in the institution, it was cordial, superficial.
Gomez says he believes Adderley's last day on the job is August 1st, adding that based on the terms of her contract, she will receive 1 month's pay in lieu of notice. Dr. Gomez says Adderley's replacement has not been chosen as yet. He expects the PHA to make that decision. Reporting for NB12, I'm Vonnie Toot.
Well, Dr. Gomez also explained why the government is considering abandoning the expansion of the Rands Memorial Hospital in Grand Bahama. Deputy Prime Minister Philip Brave Davis recently revealed that the Christie administration was considering using the newly acquired Island Palm Resort, which is adjacent to the hospital, as a temporary homeless shelter. The Ingram administration bought the resort for $1.9 million in April to upgrade the facility and increase the hospital's bed capacity. Dr. Gomez says he's not familiar with the building, but he does not believe it's being fully utilized by the RAND.
I think it was the Minister of Grand Bahama who presented that idea. And it seemed like a sensible idea to me to use a part of the building, because most of the building is not being used, as I understood. And if he sees where he can alleviate the plight of people who are homeless and so on a short-term basis and so on, I think it's a wonderful idea.
Well, in other news tonight, despite the number of high-profile crimes that grabbed national headlines in the past few weeks, the Commissioner of Police today contended that most categories of major crime are slightly down for the first half of this year compared to the same period last year. Greenslade attributes the decrease to a number of initiatives launched since last year. Our Jasmine Bonamy has details in this report.
Police Commissioner Ellison Greenslade revealing today that just about every category of serious crimes is down. This as it's also revealed that a major crime-fighting initiative launched just last year has been completely restructured. You may recall the highly publicized launch of Operation Rapid Strike in January 2011. At the time, the program was touted as a special initiative designed to effectively fight crime, using a single tactical force that operates from a police bus. Today, Greenslade insisted initiatives like Rapid Strike have resulted in a decline in serious crimes since January of this year. While the commissioner could not give a breakdown of those figures, he did reveal that overall crime was down by 6%. He adds that the only increase was in armed robberies.
In recent times, yes. We had a very difficult period early in the year, and we see now a distinct change in terms of what is happening. Now, what I must also tell you is significant is that we have arrested a number of prolific offenders, and those persons are still incarcerated. That is also the reason why things have been a bit quiet. All of our numbers are down. With the exception of armed robbery, which is up marginally. But all other categories are down, including murders.
Serious crimes are down by?
Overall, 6% when I last checked, and continuing to decline.
Greenslade says from all indications, the crime rate just may continue to decrease once more initiatives come on stream. He also expects other initiatives to undergo changes. Responding to claims that Rapid Strike has been shut down, the police chief said Rapid Strike has been completely restructured. Harris's candid response.
Rapid Strike is still doing good work whenever they are minded to deploy as Rapid Strike. The commissioner can direct that things change. I've directed changes. Lots of those changes I've not spoken to publicly because I'm not prepared to give away the good advantage that we have. That's what I'm telling you. So Rapid Strike does not have to be a 30-seater bus. Rapid Strike in the other organized form was basically 6 additional police cars. But I didn't telegraph it. I just gave you 6 more police cars with the same components from the Rapid Strike bus. So rather than having X amount of men in a bus together on a given day, I took them and put them in 5 police cars and spread them out.
Now, in addition to the changes in Rapid Strike, Greenslade says other tactical teams have been launched in recent weeks that include the Selective Enforcement Team, Digital Forensic Team, and other specialized units. Reporting for NB12, I'm Jasmine Bonamy.
Well, police over in Abaco are investigating a sudden death. The body of a dark-skinned male was discovered on Sunday evening in the Bustic Bight area off Marsh Harbor. The officer in charge of the Marsh Harbor Police Station, Superintendent Noel Curry, confirmed to our news team today that the badly decomposed body was wrapped in a sheet. Curry said there is a possibility that the man could be someone who was reported missing. Commissioner Greenslade says police expect to learn more about the incident tomorrow.
During a briefing this morning, I asked some pointed questions of the detectives, certainly the Assistant Commissioner in charge of crime, and I'm hoping to receive some answers this evening. It's still too early to say what we have, but I can assure you that all of our efforts are directed in that regard.
But he adds that so far police cannot confirm if foul play is expected.
2 issues here in the Bahamas. If a person is met deceased, police officers responding form an impression based upon what they see and what they're told, and might be able to tell you as a press corps immediately, this looks like a homicide. We don't know all the details, but this looks like a homicide. There are cases like this where we find the body and we look at it and we're not sure if it's a homicide or something else. It's a sudden death.
Greenslade adds that a team of investigators is looking into the matter. Well, a woman and 2 children are lucky to escape with their lives today after a frightening car accident. Reports are that the driver of a Nissan sedan lost control of the vehicle after one of its tires blew out while it was traveling along Fire Trail Road West. The car reportedly came off the road and hit a tree and continued to move after coming to a halt on the side of the street. This footage shows a woman who was inside the vehicle being carried away by emergency medical services personnel. Eyewitnesses say the children weren't as badly banged up, though. Any bystanders said they're thankful that no one lost their lives. Well, coming up after the break, Baha Mar prepares to close the doors to one of its resorts for a month. And later in news, the head of Atlantis talks Bahamians gambling in casinos in the Bahamas. This while the property throws its weight behind the Miss Bahamas pageant.